Hello, the game has started. It's my opponent to go first. He has changed. I've got the Z, which is a good scoring tile. Through an R, I would have Zygantra. I've got Gazy. Now, do I have a 5-letter play or longer, which places the Z on the double letter square? I don't think so. And Gazy leaves a good rack leave. 34 points. Great. I have 10 aces and its anagram. Which eludes me. Nowhere for 10 aces at the moment. What is the anagram of 10? My opponent's changed again. I was hoping he'd provide some floaters. Now, I certainly don't want to overlook a bingo. This is a great opportunity for me to establish a good lead. I've got acetanes, if that's good. I'm not sure it is. Now, 10 aces definitely has an anagram. So I'm considering the letters in my rack as starting letters. I'm wondering if it's cetanes. Now, do I have an 8 through any of these four? What about the G? Can't see anything. What about the A? I don't think acetanes is good. And I'm not seeing anything else. What about the Z? No, and I can't see anything with the Y. How annoying. I thought this was a good start. Now my A can go underneath the Z. So I could just play A, E, keeping the board quite tight. NAE leaves a good 4-letter set, not too consonant heavy. 23 points. I'm pretty sure I've missed a bingo there. Ooh, not a good pickup at all. No vowels. And the J and the Q. But the board's quite tight. $13 points for my opponent. And my D can go underneath die. I could play my Q above the I here. That might be worth doing. It doesn't give much away. And I would like to play off one of the J and the Q. Well, only 11 points. I think I'll play Jet instead. Better still, Jets 42. Great, I draw a U to go with my Q. Now the Q is a good tile to have. I've got quad on my rack. That plays in row K, making Jar and Ed. Nice bingo by my opponent. 64 points for him. I still have a lead. Now what's good about quad is that I have the S front hook. Not so good that I'm placing the Q above a double word square, but 40 points is good. Have I got a play beginning on this double letter square, M9? I don't think so. I could play Qua above Dirl, But then I'm keeping 4 consonants. That's not good. Yeah, that's fine. Great. I draw the second blank. And this looks pretty bingo-y. Through an S or an A, I would have chessman. Now, where are the bingo lanes? I have scheming in column 7 with the blank as an I. Wow, I wasn't expecting my opponent to bingo straight away. That's back-to-back bingos for him. I have scheming, but that's placing the S in a very dangerous spot. Do I have anything in row L underneath quad? Well, I can then consider column 3 making squad. But if the blank was an I, can't see anything. So, do I have a 7-letter play in column 3? That's going to be a lot safer than scheming, and it's going to score more. Not sure about manches. The blank is likely to be a vowel. I'm just wondering about menches, might be good. Already considered that and not seen anything, although that is the scheming rack. Can't see any, and it can't see a 7 with this rack. Munches, great. Well, nearly at the end of the alphabet, so I'm glad I persevered with that. And this is a good time to get a bingo, just when my opponent has had back-to-back bingos of his own. Munches, 83. Great, that looks quite promising. Through a T, I would have toilinette. Not too many floaters to consider. There's the M and U of munches. The U doesn't look promising. And there's the B of barraged. So I've got the ibble ending. And the M has been obstructed. But my opponent has opened up hotspots in column 1. 2 of them, the A1 triple word square and the H1 triple word square. Is there a 7 here? Etiolin. Yes, and that goes. Fantastic. Wow, I didn't have much expectation of finding a bingo, since one had not jumped into my mind, but Etiolin is a slippery sucker to spot. Etiolin 77. And I've now got a 90-point lead. No bingo here, but a good rack because there are high-scoring tiles and I've got a couple of vowels to play with. And there are a couple of hotspots. Ah, my opponent has resigned, but I did have a play of weeks in column 1 making som. And I suspect I may have had something in column 15. Anyway, disappointing that my opponent's resigned so early on in the game. Let's see what I missed. So it was my opponent to go fast. He changed. This was my rack. I played Gazy. That looks fine. My opponent's rack, he changed. Now, what was the bingo I missed? Wow, centages. Okay, certainly should have spotted that, but I'm surprised there are no others. My opponent's rack. He played Dirl. I played Jets. That looks fine. Nice bingo by my opponent. And then I had quad at K4, and that looks good. Now my opponent has back-to-back bingos. Unfortunately, I was able to come back with my own. And Manches was good. Munches I played. Scheming I saw. Menchie I missed. H3. Yeah, Menchie was the play. 10 points clear of the other bingos. But I'm grateful to have found one. Wow, I didn't realise my opponent had got 56 points for Oxo. And then I have Etiolin. So, that's the end of that. That didn't take very long. Let's crank up another. Great, we're off. And it's me to go fast. I have Yunks, which keeps 2 I's. I have Nixie, which keeps the U. So, do I keep Uni or IIN? I think IIN. $28. Quite good. There may be a bingo here. I thought I had seasons for a moment, but I don't. I can't see a 7 with this rack. Through a W, I would have ice wines. Can't see anything through the Y or the U. And they've all been obstructed. And I've got no scoring tiles. But KY takes an E. I'm looking at the scoring tiles on the board. I can play Nye across here, which is pretty good. $17 points. How about SEI here? A bit tighter and a bit better rack leave. And a few more points. And I'm obstructing the KY hook. That looks good. I have Etesian. But I've blocked the board up so much there may be nowhere to play it. I don't think Etesian has an anagram. Ah, has my opponent done that again? Changed. Yes. How annoying. Owls takes a T. Well, I normally like an open board so that my bingos aren't blocked, but I am the author of my own misfortune here. Now, play of just an E would leave a great rack. So maybe I should change just the E. A lot of bingos will end S there, and column row F is available for a bingo ending in S. Just pausing in case I have a bingo. Can't see anything through OUS. The only possibility of a bingo here that I haven't seen would be if Etesian had an anagram. I don't think it does. So I'm going to change just the E. I have isotine. And nowhere to play that. Will my opponent open the board up and give me a spot? If not, if he changes, I think I will just change the I. Strange situation. Plenty of 8s with this rack, but no floaters on the board. And no 2-letter sets either. There is OUS and ANE. But I can't see anything through either of those. And I'm looking at the board in case there's something better than changing. But there's nowhere to put a solitary I, and Satine is an excellent 6-letter set. Chi takes just an S in front. Ain takes quite a few letters in front, but no vowels. My isotine doesn't hook the T onto ours. And isotine has no anagrams. SEI takes an S at the end. I don't think it takes... Oh, it takes an F as well, and a K, I think. And an R. So, a few letters. Ours only takes a T. I've got the anti-prefix on my rack. Ooh, I was just wondering if I had anxieties. Do I have anxieties? A-N-I-E-T. No, I don't. I don't have enough E's. Oh well, close. Cohen being good. My opponent burning up a lot of time. He's only got he's only made one move, and he's burned up nearly 4 minutes. Okay, now anywhere for isotine? Yes, because oust takes an S. So I do have a bingo. Do I have a better one? Do I have a bingo through the G? Well, I think I probably do. Well, I can't see it. I think I will play isotine. It keeps the board open and doesn't give anything too dangerous. And I think it scores more than any bingos through longest. And it's not putting any vowels next to premium squares. Isotine 71. I have Bucatini onto an I, but the I of isotine not quite available. Is there anything else here? 35 points for my opponent. A good score for him. He's taken out most of the floaters. So, is there anything through the N? Unlikely. Or the E? Can't see anything. So, what I'd like to do is get rid of the B and the U. I'm wondering if I can use the J, either by playing in row K or down column 3. So I have Jotun keeping the B and the C. I'd like to play off one of those. And Jotun's only 24. What about a play in row L underneath isotine? If I could play off the C and the B. Something like cub. I could play cab, la and job, but that's keeping the U. Well, having commented on my opponent burning time, I've now used more than him. What about a play in column 4, placing my B or C over ON? I wonder if cubation is good. Don't think so. I've got the Asian ending in column 4, but that's with BCNU. Buncation, not good. So can I play off... Well, I can play cubit and sit. That has merit. It doesn't provide much for my opponent. The Rackley's okay for a 2-letter Rackley, but it gets rid of my problem tiles. It increases my chances of drawing an S for the isotine hook. And it stops my opponent from scoring with the J. Wow. Okay, I thought both blanks had gone. I think that was in the previous game. This looks quite promising. Close to a bingo. But I've got the Q to get rid of. So I've got QI. I could play that at K1 for not very much. Onto an R, I would have Fakir, but there's no floaters, there's just the E. So I can play Quine. Do I have any hooks for Wade? I don't. If I was to use the blank with the Q, it would probably be a U. Can't see anything there. 51 tiles in the bag. So, do I have anything better than QI? I certainly want to burn the Q. Because with the blank, I'm looking to bingo. But the F isn't particularly bingo-y. "12 minutes on the clock." Oh, I think I do need to get rid of this Q. 13 points. It's painful scoring so little. I have the N as well for chin. Well, jonk isn't good. Can't see anywhere for chin. I'm going to go with this. Great. That couldn't have been much better. In that it looks pretty balanced, and I've drawn an E. Good score for my opponent. He's leading. He's 40 points up. So what can I do here? Ain takes an F in front, so I've got a spot for a bingo beginning with F. I don't know about foreigns. So let me find something I am sure of. Hopefully there'll be something. 11 minutes left. Foramen is good. Great, I have a bingo. And I also have forename in column 13. Neither of those plays gets doubled. Let me just pause. So, what about a play in row N, which would get doubled? Plenty of vowels, or my A and my E can go underneath CH. What goes underneath UM? Nothing that I've got, so I need to consider the blank as a U or a P. I have profane, but that doesn't get doubled. Now, what would get doubled? Or let me just rule out any other hooks for UM. So a U goes underneath it, and a P, and an S. Okay, now other spots to consider would be column 4 for a bingo ending ON. Well, I no longer have the Asian ending. And then there's column 12 for a play ending NE. Can't see anything there, and I don't want to spend time. I've only got 9 minutes left. So I think I'll go with forename. it gives less away to my opponent. Forename, 62. Quite a good rack. I don't think there's a bingo here. I have Korma down from the queue. Fantastic. And that will sort out the duplicate R and leave HRT, which is pretty good. Hopefully forename will attract my opponent to this triple word square, or plays in and around it. 2 U's left. My opponent's only likely to play down from the queue if he's got one of those U's. So I'm optimistic of that remaining available, and it does. Fantastic. I'm playing this quickly because I'm short on time and it's a good score. Wow, that looks promising. And I think there's a bingo here, and I'm not sure what it is. In that, it's either Trouths or it's Strouth. And Trouths will play because of Sky. Tempting. Very tempting. Is there anywhere for... Well, Strouth plays as well because of ums. Gosh, I wish I knew these words with more certainty. Now, the risk I'm under is that I will play... Is that both of these... I'll play both of these and neither will be good, and I'll phony for 2 successive goes, which would be pretty shameful. I'm wondering if Payne takes an S in front, in which case Trouths would play better up here. But then if Trouths is challenged, I won't be sure which of Trouths and Payne is bad. Let me see what this looks like. Growths is obviously good. I think Routh is good without the T, so does it take a G and a T? Well, I'm short on time. I'm going to try this. Let's see if it comes off. I'm waiting for it to be challenged. It's stayed on so far. If it stays on, I'm in a good position. And I have a good rack. And I might be close to another bingo. But I'm waiting for this to come off. Maybe it is good. So, should this stay on? Firstly, considering 7-letter bingos on this rack, I don't think a ledger is good. It could be, but there's nowhere to play it, so I don't need to agonise. Great, Trouth stays on. 33 points for my opponent. Well, that's pretty average onto a triple word square. 17 tiles left, 7 minutes on my clock. I don't have any scoring tiles. Well, instead of worrying about the move coming off, I should have been looking for a move to play. So I'd like to play off the G and the L. Plenty of E's to come, plenty of vowels to come. So I certainly want to sort out the duplicate L. 7 minutes on my clock. I have no scoring tiles. I don't particularly want to open the board up. I'm only a bingo ahead. I was looking for a play down onto this W. Gelt is pretty weedy, and he scores 8 points. GAE across here is setting up something good for my opponents, and it's keeping 2 L's, which isn't good. I could play leg and tag. Not great. But I'm short on time, 16 points. I have a scoring tile in the F. Through a T, I would have falter. A T of trouts, no good. Nice score for my opponent, 36 points. He's still a bingo behind, 12 tiles in the bag. Unlikely to bingo through the Z. I don't need to worry too much about that. My F can go after IF. So I could play... Oh, that's not... Well, I was going to say it's bad because the ref takes a T, but there are no Ts left. Nothing else goes in front, so that's not dangerous. 21 points is good. Rack leave, good. Just pausing. Is there anywhere really much better for my F? I'm quite happy with the tiles I'm playing. Yep, I think that's fine. Drailed is good. Nowhere for that on this board. Lizarded, not good. The T of trouts is available. Diedral is the anagram of drailed. 5 minutes on my clock. 6 tiles in the bag. I'm 70 points ahead. Can't see anything beginning with V or NU or AG. I have an E for going after R. So I could just play red, keeping laid. Still 3 E's to come. That's 17 points, which is a good score, and it's keeping a balanced rack leave. Oh, not good. C and V together. Quite tricky. Remaining tiles pretty bingo-y, but no, or very few bingo lanes available. Bag's empty. I can see what my opponent's got. He's close to Yoop near. He doesn't have anything. He doesn't have anything through the Z. So I think I'm okay here. I've got 4 minutes on my clock. No tiles in the bag. So can I go out in 2? I may have cavilled as a bingo on my rack, although nowhere to play it. Redo takes a U in front. I don't have that. If takes a V in front. So I could play Lav. Down here for 23. Then can I go out with dice? So well, I have Edict down here. What else do I have? Isotine only takes an S. Oh, well, I have dice and Ned, so yes, this does guarantee me an out. So I've got Edict and dice. I'm 90 points ahead. A bingo for my opponent might win, but I don't think he's got one. Okay, he's blocked Edict. Does Edict have any anagrams? I'm thinking about that because Agen does take an E at the end. Edict, cited. Can't see anything else, so dice down here should do the job. 18 points. Just wait for my opponent to formally end the game, which he does. And the final score, 362 to my opponent, 458 to me, a winning margin of 96 points. So, a good win. Let's see what I missed. It was me to go fast, and Nixie and Yunks was what I was thinking about. And I went with Yunks, but I think Nixie's fine as well. My opponent plays Koa. This was my rack. And yeah, a whole bunch of similar looking moves. This is fine. My opponent changed. Anxieties. Oh, wow. Anxieties plays. Did I consider that on the following rack? I changed an E. My opponent played longest. I wonder if this is the time when I considered anxieties and didn't have quite the right letters. Gosh, how annoying. Right, this was my rack. And I played Isotine. It was the only bingo. My opponent's rack. He plays Joe. Incubate D13. Oh, wow. That was a bad miss. What did I do? Qubit for 21. Yep. A long way behind. My opponent plays Wade. And Sank. This is where I played Chi for 13. And what I didn't see was Sank, which would have been a better play for 30. My opponent's rack. He plays Wow, afternoon, that's nice. B4, down onto ON. Common word, difficult to spot. And then I played one of these other words. I played forename for 62. My opponent plays bin. And I played Korma, that looks best. My opponent's rack, he plays poi. And I now was in the agonizing position of being pretty sure there was a bingo here, but not being sure between Trouths and Strouth, and I opted for the correct one, fortunately. My opponent plays Natalie. This was my rack. There wasn't a bingo here. But at this point, I had a good lead. And I played leg. Some of the other plays probably better. My opponent plays les. And what did I do here? Well, I played a ref for 21. Yeah, that's fine. Good rack leave. Good score. Verg for 19 for my opponent. Dad for 20. Making ab and diff. What did I do? I played red for 17. Probably slightly worse. My opponent plays redo. And now... Oh, well, Vade would have been nice. 39 points coming down here. I don't know whether I could have gone out in 2 spots with CIL. Probably, because Lice is good. Anyway, I did find an out in 2. My opponent played now, and Dice was the highest scoring outplay. So, a good win there. Slightly disappointing to miss anxieties, especially as I spotted it the following go with one when it wasn't available with my rack. So I hope you enjoyed watching that, and I will see you next time.